My name is Carrie Gregory. I'm a native of San Diego, California, but currently I'm working in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a private consultant statistical research. Beyond the definitions, it's a place of the heart. It's a place that you go to and you feel the presence of the past, of important events, of ordinary people or extraordinary people. It's a place that touches you, and I think we find them every day, we see them every day, and we usually walk through them, but they're a place that touches your heart. And so for different people, different places are more important than others. So that's one thing about having a holistic group like the Alliance. You know, an archaeologist is going to have a maybe more special association or feeling about something that's, you know, prehistoric or historic archaeology, and then you're going to have an architect who really likes this building and its siting. So it's a place of the heart. As a historic preservation specialist for a cultural resource management firm, I don't get to do landscape projects as often as I would like. But currently I am working on a project for the Bureau of Land Management. They are looking at landscapes of their National Historic Trail System. So I'll get to go out and do landscape assessments along the El Camino Real in New Mexico and the Old Spanish Trail in New Mexico. But I think my most significant project was I got to revise a National Register nomination for a rural landscape, Agua Caliente Ranch in Arizona, and it got listed in the National Register in 2010. So that to me was the best. I think it's bright. I think with all of the graduate programs now in the country and in Canada, instructing that and teaching that as a course, I think it's only going to get better. As far as direction, I see more technology being used in documentation and analyses, LiDAR, ground penetrating radar, more GIS analysis, which I think is really good. I think it's an area that will provide more data to the researcher than just the archival record. I also see now that this field is finally gaining ground, I see the underappreciated landscapes being documented, the ones that are associated with social history or more recent ethnic groups or industrial landscapes, the ugly landscapes. So I'm looking forward to seeing the world of landscapes expand through technology and the underappreciated landscapes being recorded. Hugh Miller said, "Carrie, you ought to come to this conference," because he could tell that I was very interested in landscape preservation. And so I applied for the student scholarship and won in 2005 and 2006. Got elected to the board of directors in 2010, and last year got elected as vice president. So I can't wait to see what's next, but it's been a wonderful ride. After my first meeting in 2005, I walked away with the feeling that I had found my people. I finally found people that thought like I did, felt the way about resources that I did, approached preservation like I did. And throughout the year, I talked to members, and I'll be working on a project and try to get a hold of them for as a resource base. So the membership provides a resource base, and then for me, the annual meetings are rejuvenating. You get caught up in the day-to-day work, and I come to the annual meetings and I open my eyes and I open my brain, and it's just a wonderful experience. So on the whole, it's a great resource for me in landscape preservation.